All right, hello. Welcome back to another Mr. Pisto Plays Magic the Gathering Arena deck tech and gameplay session. Our commander of choice is Tergrid, God of Fright. He is a 4/5 with Menace for 5 mana, and whenever an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a permanent card, you may put that card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Some ways similar in playstyle to a Rankle deck. Rankle's actually in the deck, but with their own twists. We also have Tergrid's Lantern, which is a 4 mana artifact, and you can tap it to have target player lose 3 lives unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card, and you can pay a black and 3 colorless to untap Tergrid's Lantern. I'm thinking about maybe in the future making a Tergrid's Lantern aggro type deck with it at the top-ish end to end the games. But this deck is very much focused on the discard and the sacrifice aspect. We're going to get into some new cards, some ways to make people discard, some ways to make people sacrifice, and then a bunch of the supporting cards. All right, let's look at the new cards from the new set of Kaldheim. We don't have many, but we have a few. We have Dream Devourer as a 3 mana 0/3. Each non-land card in your hand without foretell has foretell. Its foretell cost is equal to its mana cost reduced by 2 colorless. Whenever you foretell a card, Dream Devourer gets +2/+0 until the end of turn. So you can make all of your cards cost less. Black has a hard time doing it. This is one way that black can do so. We're going to give her a try. Elderfang Disciple is another discard spell. It's a 2 mana 1/1. Whenever Elderfang Disciple enters the battlefield, under each opponent discards a card. It gets in the way early game. It gets rid of things early game, late game, top deck. If Tergrid's out, you might get something from it. Vargoth Blood Sky Sire, 3 mana 2/3 with Death Touch. It has Boast, and Boast is activate this ability only if this creature attacked this turn and only once each turn. This is a card that can find you anything you need in your deck, and it also trades with something, or it can be held back on defense. It attacks well, it defends well, and when eventually it does attack, you get to find that card. We have Replicating Ring. It's 3 mana artifact that taps to add any mana of any color. It's snow mana, and every upkeep you get a replicating counter on it, or a night counter. Once you have 8 of those counters, you can remove them all, and you make 8 Replicating Ring snow artifacts that tap to add 1 mana of any color. Very good card. Skull Raid, 4 mana, or you can pay 2 and then pay a black and a colorless to cast it for its foretell cost. Target opponent discards 2 cards. If fewer than 2 cards were discarded this way, you draw cards equal to the difference. I think it's a very strong card, and it fits perfectly with Tergrid. This does not go here. Oh yes, it does. This does go here. It is a new card. Crippling Fear, 4 mana, choose a creature type. Creatures that aren't of the chosen type get -3/-3 until the end of turn. So hopefully you can get this in your hand early so you can pave the way for your late game. And a late game board wipe of Blood on the Snow, 6 mana, one of and the only reason we're playing snow in the deck. Choose one. Destroy all creatures, or destroy all planeswalkers. Then return a creature or a planeswalker card with converted mana cost X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of snow mana spent to cast this spell. So you take away everything and you get back the best thing you had out there. Pretty good deal. If you like the new cards, if there's any other new cards you think could be added to the Tergrid God of Fright shell, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, notify so you can see more of my content. All right, how do we get things out of people's hands? We have the Acquisition Expert. Enters the battlefield. They show you the amount of cards equal to the party members you have. I don't think we have any way of making it more than 1, but that's okay because it makes them discard a card. Agonizing Remorse. This exiles a card rather than discards, so it doesn't do what Tergrid wants. But early game, you can get something out of the way, like a removal spell. So Tergrid will stay on the battlefield longer, and you can use her ability. Memory Theft for 3, or 1 in the black, or 1 black, 2 colorless. They reveal their hand. You choose an online card. That player discards it. You may put a card that has an adventure that player owns from exile into that player's graveyard. So if someone plays something like Reaper of the Night with their adventure, you can drop it into the graveyard. Mind Drain, 3 mana, Better Mind Rot. Target opponent discards 2 cards, mills a card, and loses 1 life. You gain 1 life. Lack of Predation, you can play it as a land as Predactor Caverns if you need it early game. But late game, you have target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a card from it with converted mana cost 3 or greater. That player discards that card. So you're getting something good with it. Liliana, Waker of the Dead. I put this in the discard section because it's repeatable discard. The -3 usually only happens once and then it dies, maybe twice if you're lucky. But it's a 4 mana, 4 loyalty planeswalker. It's +1. Each player discards a card. Each opponent who can't loses 3 life. It's in here for the discard. Nice secondary ability, -3. Target creature gets -X until end of turn. Rex is the number of cards in your graveyard. And if for some reason or somehow you get it to its -7, you get an emblem that says basically you win the game unless you're really far behind. You get an emblem with at the beginning of combat on your turn, put target creature from a graveyard, including your opponent's, onto the battlefield under your control. It gains haste. We have Rankle that does all the things that Tergrid wants you to do. It has flying and haste. It's a 3/3, and when it deals combat damage, you can pick any of these 3. Each player discards a card. Each player loses 1 life and draws a card. Each player sacrifices a creature. You can pick 1, 2, or 3 of these abilities. And Reaper of Night, it has an adventure of pay 1 black, 3 colors, target opponent discards 2 cards, and it is a 7 mana 4/5. And when it attacks, if the defending player has 2 or fewer cards in hand, it gains flying until the end of turn. But we're here for the discard, and we're also here for the sacrifice. We have Demon's Disciple. It's a 3 mana 3/1. When it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature or a planeswalker. We have Inevitable End. You put this on their best creature at the time, and they either give you their best creature if Tergrid's out. All of this stipulates that Tergrid is on the battlefield. Otherwise, you get rid of their best thing, or they keep blowing up the little things until they have to blow up their best thing. Parika's Libation, one of the 2 ways that black can deal with enchantments. Costs a black and 2 colorless at instant speed. Target opponent sacrifices a creature, or target opponent sacrifices an enchantment. Soul Shatter, 1 black, 2 colorless. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. The highest converted mana cost among creatures and planeswalkers they control. Usually, the highest converted mana cost thing on the board is the best thing. Not always, but usually. Murderous Rider, get out of here. Chittering Harvest is a 6 mana 4/6, but you can pay a black and 4 colorless to mutate it. So when you mutate, you put it on top of or underneath, and the creature either stays what it was or becomes this new creature. And whenever this creature mutates, each opponent sacrifices a creature. You could, in theory, play more mutate creatures. There's one that makes discard, but I thought that this was the more relevant one. And that is something you could think about doing. We have your typical black removal, Bloodchief's Thirst, Feed the Swarm, another way for black to deal with enchantments, Heartless Act, Elspeth's Nightmare, Murderous Rider, Eat to Extinction, Extinction Event, Hogro Mauling, it can be a land too, don't forget that, and Massacre Worm. Those are ways to get rid of lots of things or get rid of individual things. We have 4 other ramp spells that aren't Replicating Ring. Arcane Signet goes into every single Brawl deck. Alter the Pantheon, I chose this instead of the one that gives +1/+0 to the creatures of the chosen color type, because Tergrid is a god and Timuret is a demigod. So if you have either one of them out, you're gaining life, which can be important, more so in this deck than giving your creatures +1/+0. And there are only so many slots that you can dedicate to ramp in a deck, and I chose this one instead of that other one for that reason. Skyclave Relic, the indestructible, is very important, and the kicker of 3 extra to give you 2 copies of this. Means that each one of those tokens technically, or each one of the artifacts technically costs 2. And yeah, it's just the indestructible is really good. Solemn Simulacrum, finding a basic land and drawing you a card, also giving you a blocker or something to sacrifice. Very relevant. Then we have Timuret, chosen from death. Exiling things from certain commanders' graveyards is important, and especially if you make them discard a bunch of things early. Also, the life gain is good as well. I guess I'll leave that here because it's here. Foreboding Fruit. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. You can target your opponent if they're at 2 that life to win the game. But more often than not, you're targeting yourself, and you're 99.9% using Adamant to get that food token to gain you 1 more life than you lost. Sir Conrad the Grim. Cards are entering the graveyards. Sometimes cards are coming out of the graveyards. So every time a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or also on the battlefield from dying, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you can mill each player mills a card for a black and a colorless. It's a 5/4. It's got a big body, and yeah, he's just a really cool card. Erebos' Intervention. This is removal and graveyard hate. -X/-X until end of turn. Or target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. You gain X life. Or you can exile twice X target cards from graveyards, and it costs a black and X. Then we have Castle Lochthwain to draw some cards. We have our lovely snow-covered swamps. Crawling Barrens as a creature land to hit in one if we get into late game and the board is stalled. Fabled Passage gets us something in our graveyard, but also finds us our land. Thins our deck just a little teeny tiny bit. Not super duper relevant, but could be. And then one of the new rare creature land, Faceless Haven. Snow. It becomes a 4/3 creature with vigilance and all creature types until the end of turn, and it's still a land. Alright, that is Tergrid, God of Fright. I hope you enjoy the games. I will hopefully be entertaining, and hopefully this is a good shell for you to start a sacrifice discard style deck. There are other choices to do. These are the ones I picked. Let's get into some games. Alright, we got the mirror match, Grammar Centurion. Let's do this. I think we keep this. Them being on the play is very advantageous. Interesting. It's interesting when you watch or you play against people who have the same deck as you. At least the same commander. Ooh, they have the fancy. Yeah. I see your rat, or your elf, and I counter with my elf. Oh, they got all the fancy things. Sure. I would like to draw 2 cards, please. Good land. Just what we want. Just what the doctor ordered. Maybe they're on the more sacrifice their own things too. There's a instant that has Foretell. Sacrifice 2 creatures. Maybe we should have blocked there. It's who plays their commander first. Alright, we are going to do this. Foretell. I think they jumped the gun, to be honest. Get this out of our hands so we don't have to discard it. And this time we'll block Furika's spawn. It would be nice to get up to 7 so we can... Now, the question is, do we cast out ours? Or do we just make them get rid of their hand? Our discard spells become less useful if we do that. I think we get rid of their hand. And that's it. That's how you play the Tergrid Mirror. Alright, let's get into another game. Alright, up against Shu and Narset of the Ancient Way. It's in desperate need of lands. But it's got everything we want. We just even land. We could probably do better. Yeah, this looks better. Much better. Don't know how many creatures it's going to be playing. That was a very good draw. Very good draw. Narset, pretty cool planeswalker. Definitely one of the better ways to play Jeskai. Don't care about Storm's Wrath. I don't care about this. This could be annoying later. Let's get rid of the ramp spell. They don't have double blue yet. Field of Ruin. That's interesting. Foretell. And in the turn, are they gonna tap out for that? Yeah, they are. If we draw land, we will eat to extinction this.
Compassion and understanding above all else. Breathe in. Exhale.
Actually, probably best even if we draw land to eat to extinction this. We didn't draw land. I do want to get Tergrid out at some point though. I think we do this. We take action. We find ourselves a swamp. Now we gotta play around this. Probably other counter spells. Maybe we get them to burn this.
Many paths lie before me.
Alright, here's what we do. We get them to burn the counter spell. Or will they burn their counter spell? We can always recast Narset. Yep, there it is. We will... No. We will ping there. And...
Do things the hard way.
I'm gonna keep this. Yes, sure.
To open the mind, you must first open the heart.
Go deep. Sure. Now, unless this is a counter spell, I feel good. Land. That is not a land. I need to get this out though. Wait, we do this? Maybe they'll use this. And we do this. I think they're regretting hitting the solemn that. Bye-bye. No. Mm-hmm. What did they draw? Draw a card, discard.
Then strike.
No. Okay.
I lead the way, but my brother knows our path.
My plan is crystallizing.
Thanks for the land. Right, we do this. This. Get the brash taunter. Goes there.
Even masters make mistakes.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Mm-hmm. I can start fighting our own thing. Sure. Mm-hmm.
You will not block our noble path.
I think I just get rid of it. We can get rid of it this way. Land. This goes here. This goes into here. This goes into here. They can just block. They might not. I guess I can't really do much with this at this point.
Foolish coward.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do much with this either. But it gets it off the board. I think they're done with this one. All right, there we are. Tergrid controlling a control deck with the discards and the sacrifices. All right, let's run it back. All right, Velour. I think we can keep this. Is in need of some kind of rampage. We got 4 spells in the deck. 5. We will foretell this. I do think that Dream Devourer making all these things being able to be foretold. That seems pretty good. All these different swamps. All right, I'm content. Tergrid's probably gonna bite the dust.
You wish you had a fraction of my power. You think too
Interesting.
much.
Interesting. Well, let's give it a go. I would not be surprised if it bites the dust. Yep. This is probably just straight up black control. This one?
Sorry.
Really?
Boss.
Well, I'm not getting in there anytime soon. I will discard Extinction Event. Hopefully they don't make me discard 2 cards. That would suck. I don't mind discarding 1. Sure. I don't mind having my graveyard exiled.
We're doing things my way.
Are we now? Eat that. Is this gonna be a lantern game? No, I only have 6. I guess that was a reason not to make it a land. What's left? You're right, we are definitely on the lantern play now.
I'm looking for new minions. I have no interest in fighting fair.
Or are we? No, we need to do this.
I grow strong. You grow weak.
Ooh. Well, I think we just got yeah. Might as well crack this. That was a good draw on their part.
We're doing things my way.
Nothing. This does nothing either. I can... I say go. I'm pretty sure we're on the losing end of this mono black. Okay. Okay.
I really don't care about your plans.
The card. That's a card I thought about putting in here too. It has good utility. Hey, they're playing the lantern side. I'm pretty sure we're toaster strudeled. You should hit me first. You're draining me. That's what you're doing.
Sorry for your loss.
This. That was a very good top deck. As was that for them. I think we are dead. Good game, good game. Kill a cistern? Yeah, you do. Technically conserve.
Don't care about your plans.
Sacrifice. You got one draw step. I don't think we can do. Oh, nope, we are dead. Good game, Velour. Alright, cool. That's another version of a mono black deck. Alright, let's get into another game. Alright, Mar. I kind of think I need to keep this and hope I get into lands, because this is going to be very good in a matchup like this. Alright, we're playing against dwarves. Land is good. We need land. We're either going to get steamrolled or we're going to be able to maintain. Yeah, 7. There are 7 and they are all dwarves. Bye bye. Here comes another one. Gadrak. That's a fun card to have in this style of deck. Let's get a blocker out. Hey, it's a dwarf. It's another dwarf. It's another dwarf. Let's get rid of the last 2 cards in your hand. Ooh. Nope. This could... This is on the end of your end step? The beginning of your end step. You can make 2 tokens. They're going for it. Alright, how does this work? Choose a creature type. Creatures that aren't of the chosen type -3/-3 until the end of turn. This thing can attack now. That is scary. I have 2. All right. This is a demon. We'll battle. Now it's -3/-3. There's another bloody dwarf. And Liliana -2/-2. Do that too. Yeah, let's do that. Not gonna attack. Play Magda. Attack. Get some big dragon. The double striking dragon, or is that in the graveyard? No. The double striking dragon is still in their hand. Oh, they're gone to attacks. Destroy this. We're going to attack with this. Boast. What do I want? With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands. I wish I had 6. I wish I had 6. That's odd. That's even. That's even. Do that. Play this as a land. I guess I could have played. Could have got the blood thingy. Blood in the snow. Block like that. Here comes Ember Cleave, or the double striking dragon. Please be the double striking dragon. Okay, it's the double striking dragon. All right. 6, 5, 1, 2, 3. I have 7 mana. This costs 3. That leaves me with 4. Too bad I can't play this and this. Have to do this. And then I do this on this.
And I might spare your life.
No
Don't you just
attacks.
love the smell of death?
That's a land. All right, we're going to. That's this. We will discard that. What are you going to discard? A land.
Sorry for your loss.
I will get in. And it's okay. I don't need them to sacrifice anything right now. There's another land. And that's a scoopy scoop. All right, we didn't get ran over. We got close to getting run over, but we didn't. All right, thank you for watching. We're going to do a little bit of a post game, and then that'll be the video. All right, let's get into it. All right, post game, Tergrid, God of Fright. I thought it's pretty good. I like the idea of playing sacrifice style decks. Marin of Clan Meneltoth is probably my favorite EDH deck, or one of my favorite EDH decks. That is more self-sacrifice, but I think she would go right in there with that in Commander. But we're not playing Commander, we're playing Brawl. And some things you can maybe think about. There are a few other discard cards that you could maybe think of running. You could go with more straight up removal, destroying things. I think Poison in the Cup is probably something I will try and fit in. Being able to foretell it and then Scry 2 is really, really good. And the Scry 2 late game is so strong. Tergrid Shadow is another thing that you could maybe do with the deck when you play a strategy that has more little creatures and ways to bring little creatures back from the graveyard. That is one kind of alternate strategy you could be enacting. You could also make it more of a devotion deck with like Aria, Underworld Dreams, Erebos, Bleak Hearted, Nightmare Shepherd, Nyx Lotus, and the win condition of a Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Something you could think about. You could go a more mono black devotion style deck. Some cards that might fit: Maze Mind Tome, because card draw is hard to come by in these colors. That doesn't hurt you, or is cost efficient. This is very cost efficient. Rise of the Dreadmarn. If you're going more weenie creature sacrificey, maybe Rise of the Dreadmarn is something you would want. Grim Tutor to go find that one card you need. Cosmos Elixir. If you're playing more devotion-y or more creaturey, you might want this to keep your life total up. And another very annoying combo that you could think about putting in here, which is Oven and Cauldron Familiar for just that recurring thing. Cauldron Familiar is a good card to sacrifice. But let's go back into the deck we used in the video. I think it's pretty good. Like I said, Poison in the Cup could come in, maybe over a Heartless Act or some other more expensive removal spell. But I think the deck performed well, and I had fun. We'll get a Dream Devourer in there sometime. I think it could be stronger in other colors as well, with other colors on top of black. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. I'm Mr. Pisto. Bye for now.